want
Right.
that book.
Yeah, that's bad.
Really?
So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see what they do.
Okay.
Young Thug. You heard me talk about Young Thug, right?
Yeah.
He's sitting in prison. The FBI, I'm telling you. Well, I think it might be local. I don't even think it's FBI. I think it's Georgia that's after him. What's her name?
The Attorney General.
Yeah, she after him.
She don't want to
some
use
RICO charge.
The words from his rap music. To
yeah.
Help.
Well, everything. They should be able to.
They throw everything in the book.
I think you should. I told you, we talked about that before. I don't think you should be able to use the lyrics if they have nothing to do with the case. Okay. But if I kill somebody and put them in the trunk of my car, and then I write a song about killing somebody and put them in the trunk of my car, that should be used.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
You put it in writing.
Yeah.
What's in your heart.
So a lot of stuff he sang about was stuff they was doing.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna bring that to court.
Okay.
But no, I'm not gonna. If it has nothing, you talking about you hate your mom and all that. I'm not. We don't need to bring everything.
What's the white rapper?
Eminem. So it says Young Thug appears to address Gunna on his new album. Now Gunna is the one that was part of his group, Young Thug's group, this whole group.
They said
they kept saying that they were criminals. And Young Thug and his friends were saying, we're not criminals, we just a record label. We're not criminals. And one of the artists that we signed was Gunna, who's a rapper, who had become really famous and his songs were big. So then when they all got zapped up, then arrested, Gunna spent, he didn't even spend that long in jail.
Right.
And he pretty much snitched. Even though he says he didn't snitch, he did. Because we have him on camera saying, it's YSL, that's the name of the group.
Right.
Is it a record label or is it a gang? He said gang. It's not a record label.
He confirmed that it's
not a record label. So that's the whole premise of why Young Thug is locked up.
He didn't need to answer that though.
He did. No. And for him to get out, he had to answer that.
I'm just saying he's confirming it, but don't they see on paper?
No,
it's not a record label.
No, you have to say it. They need people to say it verbally.
Oh, wow.
But he wasn't the only one. All of those guys went down like a hole in a paper bag in the ocean. They didn't have none of them. None of them stood. That's what I'm saying. This whole thing about street code, that's back in the day. That's back in our day when guys would go do 20, 30 years or they spend their life
not saying anything.
Not saying nothing. Now,
I'm not going to snitch on you.
I'm not doing 30 years for y'all.
I got your back.
No. Okay. When all y'all going to tell too, and then I'm sitting in prison not saying nothing. So that's probably what Gunna was like, I'm saying something.
Okay.
So people kept saying, well, we don't know if Young Thug maybe told him to say something because he knew he wasn't going to get out, and maybe somebody had to be out there making money because he still need money to come in and on his books and all that stuff.
Right.
Well, Gunna put an album out, and people was wondering how it was going to do because he's a snitch. Nobody cares. These young people don't care about that.
They still bought it and listened to it and downloaded
Nobody
it.
cares about that anymore.
I don't think kids is connected to it that way.
They don't care.
They're not caring about the lifestyle per se. They want you to put the music out.
You got to have good music.
And they enjoy that.
So Gunna put an album out and Young Thug put an album out from behind jail at the same time.
How you do it? Oh, he just said, yes, go ahead and release it.
Well, I'm sure he was on the phone.
He in jail?
He probably already recorded all this stuff.
Give the release approval.
Yeah. So it says business includes marquee guest appearance such as Drake, Travis. Business is Young Thug's album. He has Drake, Travis Scott, Future, 21 Savage, Little Uzi Vert. A lot of people on there. Additionally, the LP contains some lyrics that could be directed to Gunna, as their former friendship is up in the air due to recent circumstances. On the album's 13th song, Jonesboro, Thug appears to send a diss to his label mate and collaborator. N-word told, and he was my homie. I can't miss him. Ain't nobody feel him. Ooh. In my opinion, he could be talking about anybody because they all told, but pretty much everybody think he's talking about Gunna.
Okay. Here,
Thug discusses how an unarmed, unnamed individual told, which means they snitched, cooperated with the police. In the last couple of months, Gunna has been facing snitching allegations in connection to his Thug's record label, Young Stoner Life. In May 2020, many members of YSL, that's the group, including Thug and Gunna, were arrested. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I already went through the whole thing, saying about what's going on in their state of Georgia. Now, the interesting thing about this is nobody has really touched Gunna. Even though everybody's saying he snitched, they still didn't know whether Thug was behind him or not. So I guess the whole uproar now is that because Thug has put this out, in other words, he's saying he fair game. If y'all want him, y'all can have him. He's not my friend. No more. I never told him to say that. I don't have nothing to do with it. They can't verbally say stuff like that, but he did it in his song by saying that. So
isn't it sad though? Because I'm old school. Mm-hmm. I'm back into the hip hop and to the hippity hip hip. Y'all remember to the bang bang boogie, the up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to be. You didn't think about them, the Fat Boys.
Didn't they have controversy?
Not like it's gang related or FBI has to put their foot in.
Oh, right, you right.
You know what I'm saying? If it's any beef, it's because you're jealous of somebody or you took somebody's girl. I don't know, y'all. I'm thinking back in the day it was bubblegum. Hey, you doing your little dances in the street and your little break dancing, wearing your little Michael Jackson jackets and your little gloves. Come on. That was the good, clean rap. This rap now, y'all, he on his own. I don't care. I don't like snitches. And snitches get stitches. And then the moment the Tupac and the Biggie Smalls.
That's when everything went, yeah.
I was like, I remember, what's the other guy?
Everybody was arguing and stuff until somebody actually really got shot.
You know what? This is funny because I just recently saw they're still celebrating 50 years of hip hop. Mm-hmm. What's his name? Joe? Big Joe? Fat Joe? Fat Joe. I always say big, fat, huge. I don't know. Fat Joe. Uh-huh. He was on a talk show with a bunch of other rappers talking, and they was reminiscing and saying how it was here and there. Make sure you got your ownership of your music and stuff. They talked about Puff Daddy in a situation there. But it was something he was talking about. He said, oh, let me be careful. Because he talked about, I was liking to eat the West Coast and what was going on there. Because he liked Snoop and all of them.
Right.
But he had to do a disclaimer before he said that. He's New York, right?
You know what? Even today, even though Tupac and Biggie and all that is gone, there still is beef between East Coast and West Coast.
For Fat Joe to say, let me be careful when I say this. I did like what was going on the West Coast.
Right.
We didn't have that problem back in my day.
Have you ever been over to a friend's house and the food just ain't no good? That's what that was the controversy.
The cheese off the
Well, you tried us something. You know the words, don't you?
Well, some of them.
I don't know. I was younger then.
Oh, my God.
But, yeah, that was the Sugar Hill Gang. I think I just looked it up. The controversy with them is that one of them had some mob ties or something. Ooh. But everybody back in that day had mob ties.
Oh,
if you was in the music industry, I don't remember Frank Sinatra and all of them.
But not the brothers.
No, the brothers too.
They do.
Remember Sammy Davis Jr. and all of them?
Well, that brother.
No, but the record labels.
Rappers?
No, the record labels. And they were under these record labels.
Because, see, you would always associate the rappers, the black rappers and the Latino rappers with gang related. Yeah. Not mafia.
Yeah. No, they was mafia.
Wow.
Yeah, they was mafia.
Okay.
I was going to do the story about Gotti's daughter. She's such an idiot.
What happened?
Well, you remember Gotti Jr., John Gotti Jr. fought Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
We talked about
That's that big fight they had.
And then afterwards, he kept trying to fight Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, when the referee said, we're done.
And then Floyd popped him in his head. So his sister, which is John Gotti's daughter, got mad and went online and said, you guys are a bunch of animals to us. To Floyd Mayweather. Okay. And we was taking it. Black people was taking like, she talking about black people.
But your daddy.
Hold on. You guys are a bunch of animals. Caged, you're a bunch of zoo animals. And your daughter.
She's pretty much calling us monkeys.
And your daughter got ran through by every rapper. And she got pregnant by a zoo animal.
She didn't have to say that.
Oh, she was, and I don't care if it takes me, I'm paraphrasing. I don't care if it takes me 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, whatever, 20 years. I'm going to get revenge on your C daughter. She's a blank. And in other words, I hate you guys. You're animals. You're a bunch of animals.
For what reason?
Because he popped her stupid brother in the head who was trying to fight after the fight. And if we're animals, what is your father?
He don't have no control. You got a referee saying no.
But that's
done.
That whole.
And you still coming at him.
But that's that whole Italian. Remember, Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
That whole black versus Italian, right New thing. York.
Yeah.
You guys are a bunch of animals, but yet you're in the mob.
Thank you. And hurting people on the back, on the down low.
Yeah, but we don't shoot up blocks. Yeah, you do. Yeah,
you shoot families.
And you shoot restaurants.
You shoot people. Well, look at Sopranos. That was a good depiction. That's what Joy gets mad. I hate when they always reference us to mafia and all that.
Well, we hate it too, Joy. So there you go. So I thought that was funny, ironic, that a mob daughter is calling his daughter a zoo animal.
Thank you.
And him and all of us a bunch of animals.
What did people say about that?
Well, people been saying stuff.
You know, people, she may get threatened too.
She ain't gonna get threatened. Don't nobody care about her.
Oh, well.
But she's an animal. Your dad is an animal.
After you told that story about how he didn't listen to the referee.
I don't care about you talking about Floyd Mayweather. Maybe he is, because Floyd Mayweather get in arguments all the time. But let's not pretend like your family is nice and
it's all innocent.
And your brother was getting his butt whipped, and that's why he kept trying to fight.
Yeah. Or leaning on him. Wasn't he leaning on him?
Janet Jackson's son. Ain't he cute? All right.
Yeah, he is.
All right. Dahmer.
What's going on? He's dead, isn't he?
Everybody's saying hi to each other. Mike says, back in the day, those with money went to other countries, and those who did not went to the back alley. That's what we're saying. Everybody had ties back then. You either started your record label with a mob.
Is this with the rappers, or is this with abortion?
No. He's talking about with money went to other countries. Oh, maybe that's what he's talking about.
If that's what you're talking about, Mike,
that's true too.
People who can afford it.
That's true too.
That's true.
That's true.
They went to Mexico. You went to Mexico to do everything.
Yeah,
that's a divorce.
True. Yeah,
married.
Well. Remember I told you I didn't want to see that show, Dahmer.
You watched it?
No, I never watched it. Remember I told you everybody was watching it.
Yeah, it got eerie about it.
And watching Dahmer and all these other serial killers. And
they was kind of, what's the word with him? People don't like.
They were starting to they were fanning out about him.
Yeah.